A very good afternoon to everybody and welcome along to our Business Spotlight interviews. My name's Ron Maycock. I'm the owner of Action Coach Castleford and also of Business Performance UK. And I'm delighted to be joined this quite cold afternoon by Nicola Codd. Very good afternoon to you, Nicola.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you along. Now, Nicola is the owner of Puddleducks, Doncaster in South Humberside, and we'll be hearing lots more from Nicola in just a few moments. But before we did that, I just wanted to really explain what the purpose of these interviews actually are. We're surrounded by some amazing businesses in our region, and they've each got their own journeys that they're actually wanting to share. And these interviews actually help us showcase their achievements, their businesses, and ultimately maximize their exposure, all in the name of abundance. And it's for the benefit of businesses, not just in the Yorkshire region, but right across the UK as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Nicola. So Nicola, tell me a little bit more about your Puddleducks business.
So Puddleducks offers swimming lessons for children, well, babies aged from birth and children up to the age of 10. We run lessons throughout the Doncaster and Humberside area. That includes Doncaster itself, North Lincolnshire, North East Lincolnshire. We hire pools and basically we offer lessons for various age categories with a teacher in the water. It's a perfect bonding experience for parents and babies and children to enjoy together. We currently have lessons in 13 pools, offer lessons 7 days per week, some mornings, some evenings, some afternoons, and always looking as well for new opportunities, new pools, new hours, and also new teachers. So we are still very much a growing business as well.
Excellent. And all the lessons done with parents, or are they done with the children with a teacher?
So all of our preschool lessons are with a parent in the water, and that covers up until children are age 5. We also have swim academy lessons age 4 to 10 years, which are without a parent in the water. The children are in the water with the teachers.
Yeah, okay.
On their own.
As you said, it's a bonding exercise, and it's something that, albeit it feels like an awful long time ago, we got volunteered to. Well, I got volunteered by my good lady wife to be the one in the pool from time to time on lessons, and as you say, great way of connecting with your child. So and the lessons, you said that the 7 days a week, are you running these all year, or is this primarily in holiday time?
We are dictated really by the pools. Some pools are open all year, and we have holidays covering the main times of the year, like we have Christmas holidays, just to give us a rest from the pool. And we also have some other holidays like a short time at Easter and often a summer holiday as well, just to give our teachers a chance to have a little break as well. Where the pool allows us to, we do have minimal holidays. There are some pools that we use that are schools, so it's term time only at those. So we have lessons certain weeks of the year. So it very much depends on where you swim as to what the holidays are.
And you mentioned that you work with some schools and the likes. Typically, who owns these pools then?
They're often owned by either the school itself, or if it's an academy trust, they're owned by the trust.
But do you work with local authorities and things like that as well, and the sort of council and leisure centres, or is this all private pools?
They are private pools. They're private pools. They're schools. They are like health clubs. Private pools at people's homes as well.
Yeah.
Council pools are not something we've ever had access to, unfortunately. We are trying to. We'd love to work with more people and get into some more pools, but unfortunately, because the council have their own lessons, they'll not allow us to have access to their pools for lessons, unfortunately. So I'll keep on trying regularly.
It's an interesting one because it's been in the news recently, I guess, with council run pools and the cost impact You would hope, I guess, that they see this as a commercial opportunity, whether they have their own lessons, if they can generate more revenue, which then keeps the pool open. I'm guessing that can only be a good thing for everyone in the community. So, and what's been your journey? You said that you set this up, you know, in the region, but how did you get into having swimming lessons as part of your business?
Well, the first thought about doing something different when my eldest child was about to start school, well, a year or so before he started school. And at the time, I was working quite far from home. I had a long commute to work, and I just thought it wasn't going to be something that I could do when he was at school, because I had to drop off at school, pick up from school. So I decided to look for something a little bit more family friendly. I came across Puddleducks because a friend of mine at the time was taking her daughter to classes where she lived. So I looked into it and decided it was for me. I went along, met the franchisors, did the business plan, and took the plunge. 9.5 years ago, I launched my first lessons, 5th of April, 2014 it was. It was the best thing I did. It's the best thing for me, the best thing for my family. I can be around for my children's main events at school. I've not got to worry about picking up and being there for school drop-off or school holidays. It fits around my family really well. And if I was asked if I do it again, I would absolutely do it again. I've had very much a roller coaster journey, as have most people in business probably. But the benefits outweigh the negatives most of the time. So it is very much, it's a family thing, really. My children went to Puddleducks, of course. And my husband hears all about it. He doesn't work in the business, but he is a partner. And of course, my life's revolved around it for the past 10 years almost. So it's in my blood. I have blue blood now. So I think it's going to be like that for a long time.
Excellent. And you said that if you were asked to do it all over again, that you definitely would, and there have been some ups and downs. So is there anything, if you had that magic opportunity to do it all again, that you do slightly differently?
I would probably try and step away from the teaching sooner than I did. In hindsight, I should probably have let people take over it more quickly than I did. And the main reason I didn't was because I quite enjoyed it at the time. And I was a little bit found it difficult to let go, shall I say, and put the classes in the hands of somebody who's very, very capable of doing it themselves. But that's the main thing I would do differently, I think. Other than that, the journey of the business has been as it kind of been, with the opportunities that we've had with pools, with teachers. Hopefully we'll have more future opportunities as well, more ways to expand the business in the future, and always looking for that. But I think fate makes things happen for a reason. So there's a reason why I kept on teaching. And the reason why we're where we are now. So that's the only thing really I could think of that I would do differently. It's not been perfect, but the things that happen make you who you are. You learn from things as well. So it's always going to be a good thing that things happen, even if at the time you don't think they're for a good reason.
I was going to say that, and I think the key, if anyone's listening to this and thinking, well, I'm going through a journey, different industry or different business or whatever it may be, everything is a learning opportunity. And if you don't make a few errors along the way, if you don't hit the hard times, you're never actually going to have learned anything from where you were originally. So it's a very positive mindset that you're demonstrating there, Nicola, with things are challenges sometimes, and life does happen, but they, as you say, they happen for a reason, which is great to hear. So you said 9.5 years. So where have you got to now? How many pools, how many instructors have you got, and what's the sort of size of that as a business now?
Okay, so we've got 13 lessons in 13 pools. Some of those we teach more than once a week, several sessions per week at some of them. We have a team of 9 teachers, and we have 660 swimmers per week.
Wow.
Across all those pools. So we are looking to grow as well. So that would be in terms of customer numbers, in terms of pools and teachers. We are still recruiting for new teachers. We've just had 5 new teachers join us in the past couple of months. So we are very much growing the business and trying to expand our lessons into new areas as well. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And other than the fact that you're very close to getting to the 10-year anniversary of running a business, which will put you in the top 4% of businesses. There's only 4% that make it to 10 years of all of the companies that actually start up and move forward. With that to one side as a phenomenal achievement, what have been your highlights and what have been your biggest achievements?
It has to be, I think, nominated as a finalist for the Doncaster Mumbler Awards. Doncaster Mumbler is very much, if no one's familiar with it, it's a parenting website, basically, with all the information about what classes there are in your area for different ages, ideas for days out. Businesses advertise their services on the website, and the business owner basically promotes that business on their behalf. It's like another Google. It's a Google for the local area. So the local users are invited to nominate their favourite class or activity or their favourite teacher within the Mumbler Awards, and you get nominated by people, and if you get enough nominations, you get submitted as a finalist to then get your final votes through for the final awards on the 17th of November. So we've been canvassing for votes with all our customers and far and wide, asking for people to vote for us. So fingers crossed on the night we make it. It's our second time we've been a finalist. So hopefully this time it's our time to actually win, not just be nominated as a finalist.
Well, it's fantastic news, and
yeah.
the consistency that, as you say, that it's not your first time, but hopefully this time will be the one that gets you over the line. So for anyone watching, if you're in the sort of Doncaster, Humberside regions, all the way over to sort of parts of South Yorkshire and everything like that, then if you are have access to Puddleducks and have experienced it, make sure that you shout out, okay, we want to make sure that Nicola and her team win this award this year. So well done, and I say fantastic achievement, because lots of people have, as parents, I guess, they have lots of choice of different activities. If it's voted for by the customer rather than awards which are self-nominated, shall we say, it's always a better thing. So best of luck with that, and fingers crossed for, did you say it was the
17th of November?
17th of November. So, well, fingers crossed for that. And in terms of the business then, we said there's been ups and downs. So as an industry or as a business, what are your top challenges? What are you facing on a regular basis?
I think it's an industry-wide thing, but it's pools closing, not having access to the pools that we need to be able to have to run the lessons. Unfortunately, with the massive increase in fuel costs, it's not sustainable for pools. So you've probably been seeing all over the news, various pools closing all the time, from sort of local authority pools mainly, but some schools are closing their pools because they can't afford the upkeep of them. They're old, they need a lot of work spending and time and money spending on them to make them usable again. So unfortunately they are closing pools, and one less pool each week means there's less opportunities for people to swim, not just with Puddleducks, but generally, children need to swim.
How does your business in Puddleducks address that challenge? what are you offering to the market that could alleviate some of these financial pressures for existing swimming pools?
Well, quite simply, we would pay the pool for us to use their facilities for 2, 3, 4 hours a week. So they're getting the revenue without having to put any extra effort in. We don't require them to do anything other than provide us with the pool space. We manage all the bookings, all the health and safety, all the risk assessments. We clean up after ourselves. So there really is nothing for them to do. And they can gain themselves extra revenue from doing really nothing much at all. So the regular secured weekly pool hire income, should I say, can help to go towards footing the bill for their energy costs and trying to keep the pool open.
And it's as you say, I mean, it's in everyone's interest to do so, and it would be a shame if the trend continues that pools, cease to exist for purely for the financial reasons, when there is a solution for them to generate other revenue sources. So it does alleviate those pressures, definitely. And Puddleducks itself, then, what makes it unique?
We are very much focusing on each individual baby or each individual child. We don't have group progressions or group activities in the sense that everyone does it the same way. Our teachers have done hours and hours of training to help them to identify how to help parents teach their child at their own level. Mm-hmm. So within a class, we've got a certain age ranges, but within a class, there'll be babies of different stages of development. There'll be some that are really strong, that are walking, some that are just crawling, some that aren't sitting up yet. So the way that we are running our classes, we can individually tailor the activities to suit the needs of that child whilst they're still in the class with their peers. So researchers show that babies and children learn better when they're with their peers. They learn from copying them, from watching what others are doing. They're taking it all in like a sponge. So even if they're not doing it in the same way as their peers, they're learning from watching each other. And it also encourages them, if they're not quite sure about something, particularly when we get towards toddler age, if they're not very sure about whether they want to try something, they only have to look at their classmates doing it to help them to actually try something and realise it's quite fun. So that's the difference between what we do and others who might just split by age and teach everybody the same in that class. Mm. We don't do it that way. They join the class for their age, regardless of when they have the experience as starting swimming. Some come to us at age 4, having never been in a pool before. They'll swim with their peers. Some come to us from birth, and they'll swim with babies up to 9 months old. So it does very much mean that we're able to teach each child at their own pace, regardless of when they join. They can join at any point. Yeah. We haven't got set start dates. They can join any class at any time if there's a space available for them, and we adapt it to suit them.
And I think that it's something that I learned personally a long time ago in a different industry, but I was involved with the ski industry, and where I learned to instruct, it was very much a case of, if people come back because they've enjoyed it, it's not actually about how much they've progressed. If they love the mountains, if they love, in your circumstances or sort of circumstances, they love water and love playing around in it and then learning as part of play, then it's always going to be much more inclusive and interactive, and people get much more from it. So no, that's really good. And I suppose sort of one of the sort of final things, what's next? As you said, you've gone through 9.5 nearly, or just over 9.5 years. You said that you're always on the lookout for new pools and instructors. So what's next for yourself as a business?
Well, we have recently had opportunity to go and visit a couple of pools in an area which we have not yet used. So we haven't got any dates yet, but we are looking to launch lessons in the Scunthorpe, North Lincolnshire area over the next couple of months. So very exciting time for us. It's like launching a new area from the very start again. So we'll be looking for some new teachers to work alongside us as well, and help us with filling up these lovely new classes. As yet, we haven't got a date. But as soon as we do, you'll see it all over our website, and we'll be telling everybody about it. For very exciting times for us.
Excellent. Well, it's, as you say, if it's a something that's bucking the trend of pools closing with a new one opening or something like that, it's fantastic. It's big news, and it happens to be, you know, it right smack bang in your region and in your area. That can only be a good thing. It can only be an exciting thing. So that's bringing us towards the end of the interview. And it just sort of quick sort of sense check with Nicola. Is there anything that you'd like to add, or anything that we've not covered before we do wrap things up?
Just really, you know, I get often asked if I had a bit of advice for others, you know, in business, if they were unsure whether or not to go for it. I would say absolutely yes. Every day is a school day, but it also gives me enjoyment seeing the pleasure that our teachers, our customers get from their lessons. It does make it all worthwhile. And that's, you know, we're all passionate about it. That's why we do what we do. If we weren't passionate, then we wouldn't be able to, you know, give the same effort to our lessons as what we do already. So take every opportunity, and make sure you have no regrets that you didn't try something that perhaps you should have. And definitely go for it. Definitely.
Well, they always say that when your time's up, don't be left with the fear of regret. You know, it's worse than living through the fear of failure, giving it a go, and you know, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But to regret that you had a chance of doing something different and never took it, there's no going back after that. So no, really wise words, and great advice for other people. So that does pretty much bring us to an end. So just really would like to thank Nicola for sharing her journey and the Puddleducks journey, and say 9.5 years, nearly 10 years, and watch this space, because it just sounds like it's going from strength to strength. So really do appreciate you sharing your journey with us. Also, anyone who's watching this, if you've got your own business, if you'd like to share your story, when we do publish these videos, there will be instructions on how to get in touch, so we can go through various different questions with yourselves, make sure that we're highlighting your business and creating more abundance and awareness of what all these wonderful businesses are actually doing. So final thank you again to Nicola. Thanks for coming along, and thank you for everyone else who's been watching another of our Business Spotlight interviews. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you very much.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.